Everyone, welcome to our session, our final information session for the season of GSA Africa. What this session is going to be about is finalizing your application. So the most important step for entering the Global Startup Awards Africa is that you need to finalize your application. Simply being nominated or completing the initial application form is not enough to actually enter the competition and proceed in the competition. You will have to finalize your application. Today we're going to look at what finalizing means and the steps to finalizing your application. What's important to note before we get started is that we encourage everyone to enter more than one category, to enter all the categories that you are viable for so that you increase your chances of progressing in the competition. So if you are entered into any of the vertical categories like health tech, green tech, agri-tech, all of those, why not try for the startup of the year category? Or if you're younger than 2 years, then why not try for the best newcomer category? I'm sure you've all got a founder. Apply for the founder of the year category and try and get your name in there as much as possible to increase your chances of progressing in the competition. So here's just a reminder of the categories that we have for this season, and we encourage you to apply for all the categories and in turn also finalize those categories. So what does it mean to finalize your application? Well, when you first get nominated, you get this invitation email where you'll see an accept invitation button. The first step is to click the accept invitation. However, you will get an email like this for every category that you have entered. So you can see this email is connected to the Startup of the Year category. Every category that you get nominated for, you need to accept the invitation for. So if you have been nominated in Startup of the Year and Founder of the Year, you will receive an email for the Startup of the Year category, which you need to accept, and you'll receive an email for the Founder of the Year category, which you also need to accept separately. After this, you will be taken to your browser where you will see the sign up screen. This is where you create your profile for our backend system. This will be connected to the email that has been nominated, so please ensure you are using the same email to log in that is connected to the nomination. So the email that received the invitation is the email that needs to be used to sign into the backend. Then you create yourself a password and accept the terms and conditions and click submit. Then you have a profile on the back end. You'll be taken to this screen, which is now the backend system. On the home screen, you'll see there's an edit profile button. When you click on edit profile, you'll be taken to this screen. There's a few important things to complete on this screen. Firstly, please upload a high-resolution logo of your organization, startup, or a high-res image of yourself, so a headshot, if you are applying in any of the individual categories such as Women in Tech, Founder of the Year, Ecosystem Hero, Investor of the Year, those types of categories. For individuals, please upload a high-resolution headshot. If you are a startup, please upload a high-resolution logo. This is for when we are doing marketing or any activations on social media. So this is where we will come to get your information. So we will get your logo here, and you will see down here is a place for you to include your Facebook link, your LinkedIn link, and your Twitter link to your profile. So when we want to tag you in a post, that's where we will get your links. Obviously, if you do not have a Facebook page or a LinkedIn page or a Twitter page, you can just leave these blank. Then you've completed your profile information. This is also where a pitch deck will be uploaded. Pitch deck, after finalizing your application, is the most important step in the competition for you to be successful and move forward. We will get into what we see as a sufficient pitch deck later on at the end of the session. After completing your profile, you should click on the dashboard button on the left. When you click on the dashboard, you will be taken to the page where you have all your categories and their forms. For this example, this profile has been nominated in the Startup of the Year and Youth Startup of the Year category. You will note that we're in the Startup of the Year category tab because it is highlighted in purple. If you would like to go to the Youth Startup of the Year forms, you click on this button and it will be highlighted as purple once you are in that tab. So after clicking on the dashboard and seeing your categories here, there are 2 forms for you to complete. This is very important to understand clearly. There are 2 forms per category, a generic startup form and a category specific form. The generic startup form is the same in every category. So you only have to complete this once. Once you've completed it in one category, your answers will be filtered into all the other categories. So this form only needs to be filled in once and your answers will be saved and filled into all the categories you've been nominated in. The generic form looks like this. These are generic questions related to your startup or you as an individual. As you go down and complete the questions, you've got a progress bar here at the bottom right that shows you how far you have completed your form, your generic startup form. At this point, it is at 0%. As you complete it, it should go all the way up to 100%. Once you have completed all the answers, please click Save at the bottom of your screen and ensure you receive this Submit is Successful notification at the top. So please remember to click Save and receive the Submit is Successful notification. If you did not receive this notification, your answers were likely not saved and there might be a problem which you should raise with us if you've clicked Save and your answers aren't being logged in the form. After completing your generic form, there is the category specific form. This form will need to be filled in for every category individually as the questions differ based on the category. So for instance, the category specific form for Startup of the Year is going to be different to the questions in the Youth Startup of the Year category specific form. That means that you have to go into every category and complete each category specific form. This form looks very similar to the generic form, but the questions are different. Again, you have this tracker at the bottom of the screen to track your progress. Remember to click Save at the bottom and that you look out for the Submit is Successful notification. Just to recap, there are 2 forms that need to be completed per category: the generic startup form and the category specific form. Once you have completed the generic startup form in one category, they will be filled in automatically in the other categories as the questions are exactly the same. Every category has a different category specific form which needs to be filled in individually for each category. And after that, if you have completed both forms in a category, you will receive a finalized label at the bottom of the category. As you can see there, in fine text, it says finalized. Then you know you have completed all the forms for that category and you are set and entered into the season. If your application is not finalized, it will not be considered in the first jury round and you will automatically not enter the competition. So please, please, please finalize your application before 5 May, which is our closing date. Earlier I mentioned that after completing your finalization of your application, the most important step is a decent pitch deck. This is a guide For anybody that isn't sure what should be included in a pitch deck, if you're not sure that your pitch deck is sufficient, if you are afraid that you maybe have included too much information in your pitch deck, we have outlined 12 topics or titles that we'd like to see in your pitch deck, but please note this is not a requirement. Your pitch deck can look however you want it to look. This is just a guide for what we would consider necessary in a pitch deck, but is not required. What we would want to see in your pitch deck, firstly, is your purpose and your vision. State the purpose and vision in a concise sentence. Next, the target market. Specify the entities you serve and their problems. This can be 1 to 2 slides. The problem, describe the financial, business, and personal issues caused by the problem. The solution, present a neat and ordered solution slide. Next, we'd like to see what is your commercial model. Outline the pricing structure for the different customer segments and solutions or products or services that you provide. Market analysis, the TAM, SAM, and SOM. Please let me know if you are unsure what the TAM, SAM, and SOM are. I can happily share more resources on that. Next, the market viability. Demonstrate success in SOM as a credibility measure. Use the SAM as a sanity check and short-term potential indicator. The TAM then presents the long-term market penetration potential. Next, the evidence of your success. So list the companies, the contracts, your customers, bow tie and illustration of the client pipeline. This can also include testimonials from previous clients. Finally, we'd like to see your future growth. What's your future growth looking like? Highlight key points from your financial model. Unique advantage. Explain unique edge, like the technical moat or distinctive feature. The horizon mapping. Leverage existing products with SOM. Extend into new revenue area markets and geographies. Long-term strategic goals such as new product development. And then finally, we want to see who you are, the people behind the solution, your team. Highlight the team's talent, balance of skills, and future talent attraction plans. At the end of the day, we are a competition looking for real Africans solving real solutions. Would love to connect to you and see what your origin story is and how that relates to your solution. These few steps will ensure that your pitch deck is sufficient, but please note that you can spend maybe 1 to 2 slides on each topic. The more concise and tight the information is, the better, because 3 to 4 slides is not going to be enough information for us to, or the jury, to really gauge the impact of your solution. While before we've gotten pitch decks where it's like 63 pages long, and then no jury member is going to read through every word on all those 63 pages. So a lot of your information might get lost if it is too long. So I'd say, as a guide, make sure you hit all these points that I've outlined while keeping it to a 1 to 2 slide max. This is my guide for you to finalize your application, and if you don't know or aren't sure about your pitch deck, these are a few tips.